Hi, thanks for joining me today. It's Geraldine from the Party Puffins studio, and today I'm going to show you how to make this trifold card. It fits nicely into an A2 envelope, and when you open it, it opens like this and goes on display nicely like this. This is the one I'm going to show you how to make today, but I have a couple of other ones here to show you just the versatility of this design. Here's another one that I've made, also a happy birthday. Here's one that I made that is a thank you card. And here's a Christmas version. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Now let's get started. Let's begin by reviewing all of the pieces you're going to need to build this card. You're going to need your base color measuring 5.5 by 10.5. You'll need a coordinating cardstock, 2 pieces, each measuring 3.25 by 2.25, and then pieces of white cardstock, 2 of those, each measuring 3.125 by 2.125. For the Designer Series paper, you're going to need 2 pieces, each measuring 1.5 by 5.25. You'll need 2 pieces measuring 3.25 by 1.25. You'll need 4 pieces measuring 1.5 by 1.25. And you'll need 2 pieces measuring 1.5 by 2.25. For the scoring, you're going to need to take your largest piece of your base color, and with the longest edge, the 10.5 edge, you're going to place that along the top edge of your trimmer. You're then going to score at 1 3/4 and again at 3.5. Then take your paper out, turn it around, and do the same thing again. You're going to score at 1 3/4 and 3.5. That will leave you with these 4 score lines. Now to do some cutting. So you're going to take your largest piece of cardstock, and now the short edge will go along the top. You will line this up at 1.5 inches. Then take your scoring blade, and you're going to be cutting from the first score line down to the last score line. The first score line was at 1 3/4. So you're going to drop your blade there, and you're going to bring it down to 8 3/4. Then take your paper out, turn it around, and do the exact same thing again, lining it up at 1.5, placing your blade at 1 3/4, which will line up with that first score line, and then go down to 8 3/4, which will line up with the last score line. Now you're ready to fold and burnish. For the folding and burnishing, you're going to, starting from this short edge, you're going to go up 2 score lines, and you're then going to fold your card and burnish. Then you're going to go to the next score line, and you're going to fold in the opposite direction and burnish. So now your card looks like this. What you need to do at this point is push the middle section back and make a mountain fold and a valley fold. Then on this side, you're going to have a mountain fold and a valley fold. And that will allow your card to go together like this. Now, once I have folded and burnished, you'll see this is the shape that the card has taken. I'm going to fold it flat so that I can start putting the designer series paper in place. So it's going to go on like this, designer series paper, the strip here and the other strip here. Then I'm going to take these two pieces and they will go here and here. These two pieces, the longer pieces, will go in these positions. And then these four small pieces will all get glued in these places. I'll go ahead and attach all of the designer series paper and we'll pick up there. Now that I have all the designer series paper attached, I'm now going to look at one of my white pieces of cardstock, stamp an image on it and a sentiment. Once I have that ready, I'll be attaching it to the matte coordinating cardstock, and that will get glued to this front panel. The other two pieces will get glued together, and then those will get attached on the back of the card at the same position in the middle here, and this would be where you could write a message. I've gone ahead and attached the back panel. I stamped the image for this space and colored it and attached it. Now I'm ready to get my image and my sentiment ready for the front portion of the card. I stamped the image of the puffin on the front of a white piece of cardstock, and I also used the happy birthday sentiment for the front. I cut this out using the stitched shape circle, and then I cut out a mat for it using the layering circles dies. The image, as well as this cake and the Make-A-Wish, all of those came from the Party Puffins set, and then the sentiment happy birthday, I'm using that from the Party Pandas set, this sentiment happy birthday. I'm going to go ahead now and pop this up on dimensionals, attach it to the mat, and then attach it to the front of the card. So here we have the finished card. I attached this circle to the front using dimensionals that I only placed on the back on this portion because I didn't want this portion to have dimensionals because I didn't want it to attach here. I also used some embellishments, so enamel dots here and here. So this is how the card opens and stands on display like this. It also will fit nicely into an A2 envelope. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.